Hey everyone, welcome to Yoga with Maria. I'm Maria, and today we're practicing yoga for runners. So if you run a little or a lot, either way, it's so important to open up the body after you're doing your runs. This video is super quick, so grab a mat or just a space on the floor. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel, and let's get started. Alrighty, yogis, come onto your mat or your space, and if you have a couple blocks, that will be helpful. You don't absolutely have to need them, have to have them. Come and meet me in hands and knees. So the shoulders are gonna stack over the wrist, the hips will stack over the knees, and we're just gonna start out with what I call hip circles. So go to your right to start, and we're gonna take 3 circles, make the first one a little small, and then see if you can grow the circle a little bit bigger, and then make your third one a really nice and big circle. Maybe the seat comes all the way down to the heels and you reach all the way through, and then we'll go the other way. Little circle, just making small hoops, and then larger ones. And then make that last third one a really nice big circle. So nice. Good, and then tuck your right toe behind you, lift the heel up, and then cross the right foot all the way past your left foot and tuck the toes down. And then you're just gonna press into that heel a few times. Good, and then tuck the right knee behind your left knee, so you've got crossed thighs here. And then breathe in, let the belly drop down, chest reaches forward, just a few cat-cows with crossed legs. Exhale, press into the hands, round the spine, let the head fall heavy. Inhale, belly drops, chest reaches forward, look forward and up. Exhale, round the spine, let the head fall heavy. And then come back to neutral, uncross the legs. Good. Tuck the left toe behind you, and then same thing, pick up the heel in line with the hip, and then cross the toe all the way over to the right, and then press into that heel a few times. So if you just got finished with a run, or if you run a lot, you might feel this in the outer hip of your right leg, maybe a little bit even into the IT band. Good, and then just bend your left knee and tuck it behind the right. So the feet go a little bit wide, and then if you need to walk the hands to the right to make sure that they're still under the shoulders, do that. And then we're gonna take some more cat-cows. Let the belly drop down, chest reaches forward, lift the chin with the sternum. Exhale, press into the hands, round the spine, let the head go heavy. Take a look at the belly button or the navel. Belly drops, inhale. Exhale, round the spine. Again, breathe in, belly drops, chest lifts, look up. Exhale, round the spine, press into the hands, let the head fall heavy. And then come back to neutral, uncross the legs, take the hands 1 to 2 handprints forward to tuck the toes, and find downward facing dog. Right away, pedal out the feet. Keep a nice bend in the knees here. So the backs of the legs might feel kind of tight, so make sure that you're really keeping the legs mobile. Press into the hands. So nice. And then take the feet wide. About as wide as your mat if you have one. Otherwise, just take them wider than the hips, and you're just gonna walk the hands back a few handprints. From here, breathe in, press into the hands. Breathe out, just bend into the knees. Inhale, we'll turn the toes out just a little bit here as well. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, bend the knees. Good, inhale, straighten the legs, and then you'll just walk the feet forward towards the hands. You'll meet somewhere in the middle of your mat, and then keep the toes turned out slightly. Bend the knees a lot and come into a yogi squat. Now this might be really tight for a lot of us. You can take a block or a thick book or a paper towel roll and place it underneath the seat. Or if you're kind of in this fold and your knees are barely bending, you're really tight in the hips, you can grab a chair or a little stool for this and find this position. The hands will touch in front of the chest, and then bring the elbows inside the knees. Press the knees in opposite directions. Let the eyes close for a moment, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Take the hands back down towards the floor, lift your seat up, take your block to the side, plant the hands and just find downward facing dog once again. Pedal out the feet, bending one knee and then the other knee, shake the head no. Good, and then as you're bending the knees, just start to bring the toes forward, little steps all the way to the front of the mat. Yeah, nice. And then take a half lift, look forward, bring the hands to the shins. And then take the hands back to the mat. Take your left foot and step it back behind you. From here, you're gonna heel toe the right foot out to the side so that both hands are inside the right foot. From here, tap your back knee down just for a moment. We're gonna set up in this lizard pose. There's a lot of variations. So with the toes down, this might be a moment where you wanna bring blocks under the hands. If the hands don't reach the floor, always bring the floor to you. Good. And then allow your right toe to turn over to the right just a little bit. And that knee, as long as it's tracking over the toe, can dip out a little bit to the right as well. You might bring the right hand to the top of the right thigh and just gently guide that knee even more towards the right. So the torso twists a little bit over to the right here. Good. If it's available, you'll bring your left heel in towards your seat, and this right hand will come back and catch the outer edge of this foot. So we've got a little bit of a hip opening in the front leg and a little bit of a hip flexor opening in the front leg. And probably a pretty intense quad stretch for the left leg as well. Good, and then release that back foot. Right hand comes back to the mat. Tuck your left toes, lift your left knee, and then lift your hips a little bit here. So this right leg straightens out a bit, and then your left foot's gonna come behind, it's gonna come forward and behind your right leg. Keep your hands on these blocks here, and maybe even hands reach even further to the left. Let the head fall heavy. I'm sure if you're an avid runner, you've definitely done this one before. Try to stay with your breath here in this yoga version. Nice, and then hands come a little bit back to the center, uncross the feet, take the feet wide once again, and sit the hips low for Yogi Squat just for a moment. So we're just sitting low, and then we'll lift up the hips once again. This time, take your right foot back behind you. Hands might already be inside the the left foot. Good, and then just tap your right knee down. Good. Let the left toes turn out just a little bit. Let that knee track over the toes so it'll lean out a little bit as well. Good, left hand comes to the top of the left thigh. Begin to turn the torso to the left. Nice. And then if it's available, bring your right heel in towards the seat. Left hand reaches back, catch the outer edge of the foot. Stay gentle here, there should be no strain. You can come back to this video many times and work a little bit more. Try these exercises many times. One of my teachers always says, make it really easy so that you come back and do it every single day. So try to make this as easy as you can. No strain, no forcing into the position. And then release this right foot down. Bring the hand back to the mat. Tuck your back toe, lift your back knee. And then once again, step your right foot forward outside your left foot. Keep your hands on the blocks or inside your left foot towards the center of the mat. And just let your head fall heavy. Maybe this left hand reaches even a little bit further. Stay with your breath. Good, and then unwind. Right foot comes outside the right block. Sit back in that squat for a moment. Good. And then lift up. This time we're gonna come back to hands and knees. So just bring the knees to the mat. Let's move the blocks to the side. Cross your left ankle over your right. Sit back over the feet. Just roll over the feet and bring the feet in front of you. Bend the knees. And then catch behind the knees and roll yourself onto your back. Good. And then from here, right leg lifts up towards the ceiling. Just interlace the hands behind the leg for a moment. Yeah, breathing in. Breathing out. Good, and then bend the knee and cross your right ankle over your left knee. Bring the left knee in towards the chest, a little figure 4 shape on our backs here. And then use the right elbow to press the right knee away from you. So nice. Good, and then from here, keep the right ankle over the left knee. Bring the left foot back to the mat, and then both knees just fall over to the right. Catch elbows over the head, and just keep looking straight up for now. So nice, and then come back to center. Lift the right leg up once again and bring the foot down to the mat. Left leg reaches up, interlace the fingers behind. Try to take the opposite interlacing. Reach the heel up towards the ceiling and then cross the left ankle over the right knee. Lift your right knee in towards your chest and interlace behind the right thigh. Bring the right knee closer to the chest. Keep the left foot flexed. And then you can even use this left elbow to press the left knee away from you. If it feels okay, you can rock side to side here. So nice. And then release the right thigh, right foot comes to the mat. Let the knees fall over to the left. Catch opposite elbows and just keep the gaze looking up. We're not going for a huge, really big twist here. We're just looking for space in the front of the thighs. So nice. Good, and then bring the knees back to center. Reach the left foot up again, and then take the foot down to the mat. Good. From here, take the hands to the low belly, heel toe the feet wide, and let the knees knock in on one another. I'm gonna leave you in this constructive rest position. So you can stay here for another few breaths. And then if you have time, move into a Shavasana with the legs outstretched, arms by the sides with the palms up. Thank you so much for joining me today. Yoga for runners, opening up the legs and the hips, even finding a little bit of space and broadness across the collarbones and the upper body. Thanks so much, yogis. Namaste. Congrats, you just did something so good for your body. With a yoga practice though, it's important to be consistent to get the results that you want, to stay open and avoid injury. So check out my lower body yoga video right here on YouTube. It's especially for hips and legs. It's another great one to do after a run or a hike or even a long bike ride. So give it a watch and I'll see you there.